Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. And today we are going to work with this one. Sweeties, I have already worked for 2 days with this palette. This is the Married to the Game palette from Foolish Hustle Lashes, and this palette has been my premiere. My first time with Foolish Hustle. I don't know, you have seen me already wearing the other two looks in different videos, and I think in each one I pointed out what I'm wearing. I'm doing my third look today, obviously, and sweeties, I have been watching this brand for quite some time, and I've already told you a couple of times that the color stories and the ideas and all of what the owner does is kind of always like special and out there and something else, you know? And I love this. I love this. And then I ordered something which was not this palette. It was the Green Bandana palette, which I have right here. Wait, I still have a huge pile here of my makeup haul. And yeah, so this is the Green Bandana palette, which I will also at some point get around to working with. You know, things have been piling up. Okay, so this is of course the... Sweeties, this is the most beautiful 9-pan green palette that I have and that I know of, you know? So beautiful, but you gotta like pressed glitters, that's one thing. Okay, which I do, so that's not a problem. Okay, so when I ordered this, the owner sent me this one in PR. So this is the Married to the Game palette, which is a super cool palette. Super cool because it's kind of speaking to this... I don't know, it speaks to something in me. You know, it's kind of like dark and sexy and mysterious and dangerous, you know, a little bit. So yeah, that is what it looks like. And again, I've done already 2 looks, which you will see towards the end of the video, right before the review part. You will also, of course, see this palette swatched out. But for now, we're going to go in, of course, and create the third look. And I'm super torn. I want to go for 2 different color schemes, and I really don't know. I might in the middle make the decision that I'm going to do one eye like this and one eye like this, because I just feel like maybe I have to, you know? So anyway, after all of that, if you're new here, then hi, I'm Leorah. I'm a makeup artist and stylist, and I welcome you to my channel. Thank you so much for being here and for checking out my videos, and you might as well subscribe, because that would just be wonderful, and you will just have found another place to hang out that loves color and that loves indie makeup. Okay, sweetie, now let us go and zoom you in, and let's get this show on the road, okay? I'm just gonna move my mirror up a little bit. And let's see what we can do besides tapping out the creasing, which we always have to do, of course. All right, so anyway, sweeties, I think for now I might, when I do the second eye off camera, I might then come back with something that is a little bit unexpected, because I kind of feel like I cannot make a decision. I cannot decide what to go for, and I'm going to tell you what. I'm super drawn to this khaki green together with this shimmer, but I also want to use those grays. So I think I'm going to start out with the grays, because yesterday I filmed something else, a totally green look, so I kind of feel like, okay, let's do this for now, and if I then feel for the second eye I still want to use those, I will. I have used those, but just for the under eye area in a different look, so I kind of want to give them a little bit more space also to see how they work. But anyway, all right, so we are going in, and as always, I want to talk to you about something. Okay, so first of all, let's go in with Ghetto Fabulous, which is that gray matte here, and then maybe with the shimmer on the lid, and or maybe with the blue one. Maybe with this one. Let's see how we really can combine this. Anyway, I have used most of those shadows already, so I can tell you a little bit in the review part. You know, I can give you a good impression of what I think about the palette. So I'm placing this deep into the crease for now, and then maybe blend it out a little bit more with that light blue in the palette. But let's see how this works. Okay, so if you're one of my besties, you know this story already that I'm going to tell you now. Because this has happened a couple of days ago when I'm filming this. I needed a break. I did need a break, not from you, sweeties, but from my normal life, which is basically working. So that's why at some point during the morning hours, my kids were in school. Wow, you can build this up like to an incredible depth. Do you see this? This is crazy. I hope I'll be able to blend this out. Anyway, my kids were in school and I had filmed a video, I had edited a video, and I was like, okay, what am I gonna do now? I just felt like inside of me I needed to get out. You know, sometimes do you feel that sometimes that you just need a change of scenery, kinda, you know? So I anyway wanted to get a gift for a friend, and so I decided I'm gonna go downtown Jerusalem in order to try to get that special gift. Now we have a lot of these touristy kind of like souvenir shops downtown, even though a lot of them have not survived the pandemic, but you know, there are still a couple around and you can still of course buy souvenirs. Now I went into a couple of them to try to find a certain kind of coffee mug with like a certain theme on it, okay? So anyway, that's what I tried to do, and I went in and out and in and out, and I was like, I cannot find the right thing. Okay, that is also not a thing that is like super special, because that happens a lot. I really, you know, I had clear idea what I wanted, and I didn't just want to buy something for the sake of buying something, which can also be nice, but anyway, not in that case, because it wasn't for me, you know? If it's for me, then it's a different story maybe, but yeah. So anyway, I think I went into the third store of all of those touristy kind of stores that I wanted to go into, and there were two guys there. Now, sweeties, you gotta know, if you don't live in an oriental place, you might be surprised how extremely flirty the guys here can be, you know? But you have to also know that none of this is meant seriously. They don't flirt with you because you're really that adorable and that amazing and that sexy. They want to sell you something, right? So that is of course clear. Let me just go in with my bone color matte. And yeah, so anyway, I know that I'm not ugly. I know that. So I encounter a lot of flirting attempts, let's put it that way. But anyway, in this case, I know that they just want to sell. Okay, and I don't blame them. I mean, they're all struggling to survive, and if it's flirting that sells something, well, whatever, you know. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna also take a different brush, a more fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go into this lighter blue here, which is called Baller, maybe. It's a font, you know. Look at the font. Just so you know, it's a little bit hard for me sometimes with fonts like this, but anyway, let's just put that light blue here on the edge, and let's try to blend this a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, so I went in there and there were these two guys. One was a little bit older, one was a little bit younger, but not like super young. I would say probably ages maybe between 40 and 60. You know, the younger one maybe 40 plus and the older one around 60, but I'm also not very good at guessing ages. So anyway, so I walked into the store and they were whispering behind my back, and they were like, wow, you know, so pretty, blah blah. Okay, so I was already in my head rolling my eyes while I'm trying to like be polite and whatever and just stay out of it, because you know, when you react and you involve yourself, then it usually just gets worse. So so I ignored them. I looked for what I wanted to look for, and then I basically walked out because I didn't find what I wanted to. So anyway, and then when I walked out, they kind of stopped me, and the older one said that I should let my husband know that he's a very lucky guy. I think my husband knows for the most part that he's a very lucky guy. Yeah. Anyway, and of course, because I cover my hair, they know that I'm married. You know, that is my outward sign that I'm married. Okay, so that's why they said, you know, tell your husband he's a very lucky guy. And I said, and then they wanted to know what he's doing for a job and whatever. And I'm like, that's not your business. Like, what do you care what job he is, you know? Next thing they tell you, I have a better job, marry me, you know? No, like really. So I told them that's none of their business. And then they said, the older one said, God help me, this part of you, and he went like this, looks like a model. Okay, well, I happen to be modeling, so I know that that's the case, right? Like, I really don't need that man to like push my face into it. I have figured that part out. Now, what that guy probably didn't even intend to say was, the rest of you doesn't. You know, and I actually walked away from this place feeling so crappy, like seriously feeling super crappy. Now you can say, wow, Leorah, you just got a nice compliment, just take it and go away, or just forget about it because it's absolutely not important, or whatever, like whatever, this is not important. But sweeties, you know, I'm coming from the background with eating disorders and with all of that and body dysmorphia, and for me it is, anyway, believe it or not, for me it is an issue. For me it is a huge issue if someone tells me that basically the rest of my body doesn't look good, you know, or not good enough, because that is why I started modeling. Because I needed to see myself in order to prove myself, or to prove to myself that I'm okay, you know? Because when I look in the mirror, I don't see what you guys see on my pictures. I don't see it, you know? I only see the flaws. I only see, oh, this sucks, and this sucks, and this hangs, and this droops, and this is not the way it should be, and my nose is too big, and my upper lip is too small, and this and that and the other thing. So, so for me, that is an issue because I have that background. For you, it might not be. You might be walking away from a situation like this, smiling all over your face. But I was seriously upset. Seriously upset. For all kinds of reasons, but that was the main reason. And I hated this, and I kind of really hated myself, and I hated, well, honestly, I didn't even hate the guy because I immediately knew he didn't mean this. He didn't mean to trigger this in me, but I mean, how could he know, right? So, but I always kind of then turn against myself and think, wow, this is bad. Someone who doesn't know you, who sees you probably for the first time, points out that your face is pretty, but basically the rest is like, forget about it, you know? Not a nice feeling. So, and then what I did, I went into a few other of those touristy stores, did not find anything I liked, so didn't buy any of the touristy stuff, but I went into one of my favorite clothing stores that we have here locally that has like super colorful clothes. Because basically over the whole year or the whole time of the pandemic, didn't really go there, and of course most of the time those stores were closed anyway, and I just wanted to like browse around, not necessarily even buying something, but browse around and see what inspires me, color combinations. I love to just go through clothes and stores and see what color combinations are out there, and you know, see something else than homework and laundry and stuff like that. So that's what I did. Now I went into this store. Sales lady, super nice, immediately commented on my makeup, which I don't even know. What did I use? Doesn't matter. It was a nice look. Obviously it was a nice look. Super colorful and whatever. And super nice sales lady, and she just left me alone. I told her that I just want to browse around, and she left me alone and said, you know, whenever you need help, I'm here. And then she was dealing with another woman who happened to be really overweight, and she was in the changing room, and then once in a while stepped out in front of like a big mirror so she can see herself, and she looked gorgeous. She looked gorgeous in what she was wearing, and then while I was watching this, like from the side of my eye, I was, you know, browsing through the skirts and whatever, and because I always feel like, wow, I could need something new, you know. Anyway, you know what? While I'm telling you more, I'm gonna go into this dark blue shimmer. Should I? Yeah, I think I will. Let's go into this dark blue shimmer, and then maybe put the gray in the middle. Maybe I should do that. So yeah, anyway, this is the dark blue shimmer, which is super, super nice. I've used this so much already. I'm almost hitting pan on this shimmer because it's beautiful. This is an amazing color. So, so pretty. So anyway, so I kept watching her from the corner of my eye, and yeah, and just browsed around, and I found 3 skirts that I wanted. Now, because of this whole incident beforehand, I suddenly had no idea what size I need, you know. That is a thing that always happens, that I kind of, like drops out of my head. What size do I need? Is it extra, extra large? Is it? Or is it medium, or is it large? It can't be small. It's definitely not extra small, but it can't be small, you know. And the thing is, usually I'm ranging somewhere between small and medium, depending on what brand I'm, or what, you know, what kind of store, what kind of a cut it is, whatever. So I know that in my head, but all my security was gone, and I took skirts and decided then that the only thing I can do is one size skirts, like one size fits all, which is a great big lie. But anyway, and then I didn't even try them on. I did not try them on how they look on me, because I knew I could not face the mirror. I could not, you know. And then I thought, I saw this woman, this other woman who was trying on clothes, and she was like kind of parading around in front of the mirror and swiveling around and looking at herself, and obviously being very, very happy. This is the gray shimmer now. And I was like, wow, how lucky is she, you know? And then the thing is that this woman probably thought the same thing about me, you know? I'm sure, because the way she looked at me, and I know when people look at me like adoringly, kind of, you know, and this sounds like I'm so full of myself, but it is that way, you know. People, when I walk into a store wearing my super colorful outfits, either they walk away and shake their heads and are like, what's wrong with her? Or they look at me in this gentle, sweet look that is like, wow, what an inspiration, you know. And she was like that. And basically we thought probably the same thing about each other, but for completely different reasons, you know. She probably thought, boy, you know, she can wear, like, she thought about me, maybe, I don't know, just guessing here, okay. Well, this girl can just wear whatever she wants, and she can like wear small sizes and whatever, and you know. And because I know how I felt when I was super overweight and I saw women who came in and just chose something and put it on, looked amazing, and walked out, you know. And I thought about her, yes, she's overweight, but I don't see that necessarily. Yes, I do see it, but it does not make me feel like, well, this is not good or whatever, because I'm trying to not judge, you know. Is it healthy? No. But is she still beautiful, and is she still like amazing? Yeah, most probably, you know. So anyway, so and then I was like, wow, this is so insane, you know, that she looks at me like, how does one say that, with moon eyes? Is that a thing? Like, she looks at me like, huh, and I look at her like, huh. You know what I mean? This is so strange. But the point that I want to make with this is that, first of all, we all come from somewhere, you know. We all have our baggage, and kind of need to be a little bit careful about what you say, like even how you make compliments, because it might backfire, you know. Like in this case, while this guy did not have any business giving me a compliment like this, I want guys to stay out of my life, you know. I mean, I'm married and I'm trying to stay married, so that is basically all I need to say to that. But it's just so strange that something that was not supposed to hurt me so much and made me insecure for the rest of the day, you know, until I had spoken with my besties about it and kind of got it out of my system, you know. But yeah, so that's what it was. And then also the other thing, that also looking at each other from different perspectives, like that woman in the store, it kind of makes you feel, wow, you know, other people see the good things about you. Not everybody, I know, but some other people see the good things about you. They point out the good things about you, and you stand here in this store holding your 3 skirts, not facing the mirror, and trying to not be seen, while and trying to like bring all the bad evidence against you that nobody else brings, you know. So let's learn from that. Let's not do that. Let's try to just not do that, you know, to make ourselves smaller than we are, because we're not. We're supposed to be shining lights, and that is my message for today. Now I'm gonna finish this, and I'm gonna meet you right here in just a second for the swatches, the other 2 looks, and of course the finished look and the finished styling. So don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Okay, my sweeties, here we are with the finished look and the finished styling, and surprise! Yeah, you know what? While I was just about to start to do the second eye, I was like, this is liberating, this is liberating, this is liberating. Because really what I was feeling was, wow, this is a challenge, this is a challenge. But I was like, no, don't give in, don't give in. You know you want this. Yeah, and I did it. All right, so let's zoom you in and show you what I did. And of course, I'm going to tell you in just a second what I did on the other eye. Okay, so here we are. And I'm loving it. All right. Do you know what I was also just realizing, and I did that not intentionally, okay? What I just realized when I basically finished my styling was that I'm actually wearing one of the skirts that I bought in that shop where I just couldn't look in the mirror. And when I show you that this size, the size that I'm wearing is a 1 size, and how it sits on me, let me just get up for a second, because you can see that this is like sitting really tight on me, and this is 1 size, okay? Just saying, it's a lie. Let's make a video about that. Like a fashion industry, 1 size, and all of this bogus. Let's talk about that one day. Okay, anyway, this whole outfit and all of this is going to shortly come up on social media, so you can see it. So when you see this look, you'll recognize it together with this backstory, and then you will see also the skirt, because I cannot lift up everything here in front of the camera. You know what I mean. Okay, so that is that. Swatches. Let's talk about the swatches. Okay, here we have the swatches. I think color story wise, as I already said, this is a super nice, grungy, sexy, powerful color story, and I really love it. I fell in love with this palette the second I saw it. The second I saw it. Do you remember when I spoke about this one in my new makeup releases? This is when I fell in love with the palette. You know? That's that. Okay, so how did they swatch? They swatched actually really well. The only shade that was a little bit drier was the red. It swatched well, it just felt a little bit drier, but that is usually the case. I encounter that a lot of times with reds. I guess that's a part of formulating reds and stuff like that. So never mind that. The thing is with this red, sweeties, the performance of the red on the eye, because in my second look I did a red and kind of red and yellow orangey eye. And that worked really well, you know? And the most amazing thing about this red is that there is no staining. After all those hours that I wore that red look, which is like 4 in the morning till like 9 or 10 in the evening, there was no staining with this red. Anyway, just wanted to point that out before I forget. Now, the shimmers are absolutely insanely beautiful. They pick up super nice on the brush. They are super creamy, super opaque, like really beautiful. The formula is like butter and like the best stuff, you know, really nice. And also the other mattes are super nice and smooth and velvety. Amazing, really amazing. The pressed glitter formula, I think this one is a little bit different. I have no proof of this. This is just how it feels, okay? It kind of doesn't make sense that there would be a difference because I don't know, within one palette, I don't know, in the binder, because this one applied better and these ones are a little bit more, I don't want to say crumbly really, but they're a little bit drier in application. I don't know how to really explain it, but this is a little bit smoother. Let's put it that way. I don't know if it's just me. It could very well just be me because I don't see any reason why there would be different binders in the glitters within one palette. I don't know. But anyway, they all work fine. As you can see, this is applied on a bare arm. All of this is on a bare arm and the pressed glitters are applied with a small concealer brush. This is how I always apply my pressed glitters. Okay, so this is basically what it is. Now, speaking about the palette, you have of course this super, super cool artwork, and that is also something where I feel like I would always recognize Foolish Hustle lashes because the artwork is just really, really special to her brand. So it comes in a sleeve, and the sleeve and also the palette looks exactly identical. And then you open it up and of course you have all these amazing shades in here with shade names and a mirror, and that is basically what you're getting. Okay, font is always a thing for me because I'm not so good with like different fonts and stuff like that that are not like regular. I'm just really basic that way, but it is okay. It is not like super, super hard to figure out what the shade names are. Also, the font is nice and big. That definitely helps also for someone who is not too much into like this gothic, or I don't know, even is it gothic? I don't know, font, you know? But anyway, of course, this whole thing is super, super cohesive with the theme and everything, also within the shade names. And yeah, I think it's really, really pretty. My favorite shades in the palette have to be this blue shimmer and this green shimmer, which I also have here on my lid. So anyway, what I did here on my second eye, I put this in the crease, I blended it out with the yellow, and then on my lid, basically in the inner part and in the outer part, I have this one, and then I put this one a tiny little bit in the middle. One doesn't see it too much, but that's basically what I did. And under my eye, I basically used these two shades here for under my eye here, and under my eye here, obviously these two. So it is kind of a version of a reverse eyeshadow application, kinda, you know. And in my inner corner I have this one. Yeah, so this is the look, and I really enjoyed this. And I think also when you see the other, or when you saw the other looks beforehand in pictures, I think you could also see that this worked super well. Sweeties, this worked super well. And from now on, I've been always, like from the very beginning, I've been very intrigued by this brand, but now that I've actually tried it, I have to say that I'm a huge fan. Huge fan, you know? I love it. I love it when people come out with stuff that is original and then it also works well and easy, you know? Super good. Yeah, so that is my verdict. Blendability, I think you saw. Buildability, you saw. There was no creasing, there was no cracking, there was no staining, as I already told you, and that is super, super amazing with a super bright red like this. And besides that, that is all I can say. You know, there was nothing where I say that, wow, this didn't work. You know. Also, a surprise really is actually one of the shades that I used today, and that is this here. This is what I have in the crease here, which is, I thought it was a gray, but it's not. It's kind of like a pewter gray blue, and that is so, so cool. I don't think I have any shade like this in my collection. Really, really surprised by this one, which is, yeah, I think I would have overlooked this. If I would not have decided on this particular look today, I would maybe not even have used it. But anyway, I think, did I use all the shadows in the palette? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, so anyway, this is my review. I hope you will check out Foolish Hustle Lashes and support another small indie brand with my blessing, because really, just speaking about this one, and this is just the first impression of this brand, okay? After 3 looks with this palette, I have to say that this was really, really good. And if the other palettes perform like that, I think you will like it. I'm pretty sure, you know? So I absolutely did, and I will definitely have that brand linked in the description box down below, together with the rest of my makeup, and of course my discount codes with different brands, and also my links to social media, so you will be able to see my finished look, the whole body, at some point popping up there. Okay, then if you have not subscribed yet, I want to invite you to do so right now before you leave, because that just makes sense. you know. And besides that, I'm going to see you here next time for my next video, which is going to be super soon. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.